COVID time of how technology can run our lives, and if there are evil people running the technology, you're kind of done. Right. Now, Ghostery, there's a little ghost there. Ghostery, you guys came up with something that doesn't necessarily solve the problem. It just kind of gives us more power in it. Pete, if you could tell us a little bit about what inspired everything.
Yeah, I mean it's another blade in the Swiss Army knife to help you on your day-to-day as you browse and are online. So the real need for Ghostery was, as you browse, there's thousands and thousands of companies out there that want to get some sort of information about you, what you're looking at, how much time you're spending looking at certain things and where you're looking at it, and basically get the right demographic to look at their ad and ultimately have you buy something that they're selling. And so, not only are you seeing these visual ads on the page, which are all over the place, but there's also invisible scripts that are on the page. And those are the things that we kind of focused on. We call it the invisible web. And what Ghostery will do is, as you browse a web page, every web page you visit, we'll scan it and we'll match against a lot of the companies that we've collected scripts for and show you those companies first and foremost who are there. And then we put the power in your hands to decide whether or not you want to share your information with those companies either on a global level or on a page-by-page level. We really try to give you the ability to fine-tune your browsing experience and ultimately speed up page loads, because you can go to a website that's got 100 companies. Think about over 100 scripts trying to fire off at the same time. What that does to your bandwidth, it crushes it. And so if you can cut down on that, your page loads are a lot faster and ultimately gives you a better experience too. And so that's where we came from. The idea came from, and we've just kind of been expanding upon it as we all evolve online. So that's really where we come from there.
Nice. Yeah, we're talking briefly about the show, and when it comes to, I don't want to say our generation, but our generation in particular, we're at a point now when it comes to going online, and particularly like our purchase histories and whatnot, we're assailed with a lot of stuff, and we can't outright just block all of it. So I think at best, we can filter it and decide
Absolutely.
Which we let in and which buffer out. So it's a good idea.
There are some companies that you trust, and there are some companies that you just don't want to do business with, and so it's really.
I'm sorry, it just sounded like you were going to start singing a song to the lyrics of George Michael, right? Okay, I'm not the only one.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to break into song or anything like that, but yeah, so that's the panel right there that he's shown. You can control your page by page information there. But yeah, those companies there, there are some that I want to do business with, and there's some that I don't. And, you don't really always have that type of control. We were talking earlier, in the golden era of television, you sit there and watch a TV show for 30 minutes, at least 10 of it is ads. And I don't have any control over what they're showing me. And so when we move now to the next medium, which is online information, you got Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, all that, they all make money. The free side of it make money by showing you ads. And so it's the same concept. They're trying to get you, they're paying for that service by showing you an ad. And so we're giving you the power to basically say, I'm okay with some of it. I'm not okay with all of it. Right. At the very least, I'm just going to decide where on what pages I'm okay with you doing that kind of information.
To be honest, I think that's awesome. Seriously, I really think it's awesome, because I've been one for saying what you're talking about with TV. I watch a lot of Cartoon Network because of Teen Titans Go and a lot of animated series. But my problem is I am not a child. I hate watching advertisements for little kids. Or I'm on Cartoon Network and I see an advertisement for a grown adult, medication, for Viagra or something. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is not something I want to deal with. So to have that access, like, I wish you could find a way to do this for TV, but at least I spend more time on the internet. It'd be great. I tell people, 10 out of 10, I'd rather watch an ad for Halo.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather watch an ad for Halo or like for the new Xbox, any Microsoft ad before I see an ad for My Little Pony. You know what I mean?
And that's totally the other side of the coin. There is like, you know, some places I want them to go. I want them to know. Like I go to weather.com. I want them to know where I live because I want to see my weather quick. You know, and I want them to, I want some of the ads to make sense to me. But if you just kind of go at it blindly, I mean, I don't care what half this stuff is. But, some people, like if you go to, what's a good example? Like ESPN or something like that. They know that you come back and they know what your favorite sports teams are. They're going to start giving you, some blurbs about them. And they're not just going to, it's just not going to be a machine gun fire of just random junk that you're just like, I don't care about half of this. So there's some places that you want it, and that's cool, and that's what we want our web experience to be. Some tailored to us, but don't go crazy.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, and I think that's just great. To be honest, it's a lot of stuff that people kind of like put on the back burner, but don't realize how much it really bothers them. Because we have this ongoing conversation all the time. This is not the first time I've talked to somebody about this stuff, so it's great that this is something I can be like, no, guys, you don't understand. People are out there. They know too, so I think it's phenomenal. And like, more power to you. Like, this is something I think we're internet generation. Any person who lives on the computer nowadays is going to want something like this because we can't escape the ads. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way people make money now. And so
exactly.
You're not trying to cripple an entire, generation's worth of income either. But also, again, it's all about choice. Mm-hmm. It's the, I don't want to sound cheesy and say it's the freedom of where we live, but I mean, it's the freedom. I mean, we should have the right to decide what we want to do. And there was no medium before. And so now we're just trying to provide, like I said earlier, it's just another tool in the toolbox. It's not a complete solution. It's not an all-in-one. It's just another option. And we hope that, we give you the best experience you can get.
We just got a live text, some questions about the Ghostery. Does it work on Mac and or PC? And is there a difference?
So it does not care about your operating system. It's totally browser based, so it lives as an extension inside whichever browser you're using. In that respect, it does care about you have to install per browser because nobody decided to make a equal backbone code base that everybody works nice with everybody. Otherwise, we'd all be Google at that point. So Windows, Mac, Linux, anything, it does not care. It's browser specific, and it also is on iOS and Android as well. We built our own browsers for your mobile experience because that's the next creepy part. So we provide the blocking at the mobile level as well. That's a good question, though.
Excellent, yeah. And as someone who watches like 80% of the shows that I do check out now are on my laptop. Mm-hmm. So it's like if I were going to get advertisements, I wouldn't want to be seeing like no Xbox or Halo on my stuff. But most definitely like Assassin's Creed or like the next game that I'm really into, like or something for PS4, that would be perfect. So if I can't altogether block it out, I definitely want to filter in things that I do like. So.
Yeah, exactly. And we try to provide, we've got some big things in the works right now. I don't know how much I can actually talk about, but
Tell us.
It's pretty heavy. No. Just try to give more categories to people to have more, to kind of break out what these companies do, because some of it is kind of convoluted and other, most companies don't just straight up tell you what they do. So we tried to go through and kind of recategorize what the companies are and try to be a little bit more specific, so that when you do get to the point where you're like, I just want to block out all these social share buttons, you just kind of have like your social environment and you can kind of see exactly all that stuff, and then advertising and break it out a little bit easier like that. So we actually do have kind of like quote unquote gaming sites and stuff like that, and widgets that will that might break the page, but you actually want them to work. So if you fall under that category, as you visit these pages that we've categorized, we won't break any of the site, but we'll block everything else that's there.
And I'm putting this up again because I like the fact that you could see what's tracking you and you could say yes or no.
Yeah. So there's two opportunities there. So what you're seeing there, we give you that menu on every page you visit, and so you actually have the granular ability to allow one company at a time. But at a global level in our options menu, you can just select all. You can do it by category so that it's more of a broad, total web browsing experience. And then that on-page panel there will let you know, because things do break, and it's like if you block a script, some things may not work, some videos may not work, and so there you can just allow it to go on that page and then block it as you keep going.
Or say if you're one of those fanboys who hate Microsoft entirely but want everything gaming, they can just block out Microsoft and have everything else.
Exactly.
I've experienced that. Some things would not show up. Because I actually put it on all my computers just to see what would happen. Mm-hmm. And I was just hoping you guys weren't a scam and all my computers don't just blow up. But yeah, I had about 993 companies following me.
Yeah, no, we have
that's
about,
crazy.
Close over 2,000 different companies, and that's just companies. That's not even the amount of scripts. I think, we have, it's like 2065 companies, but then we have about 5,000 unique tracking scripts. So, wow. there's quite a bit. And I sent you another shot there where it's like, it shows you the company, but then there's a list of 10 scripts that belong to that one company. So there's a lot of stuff going on, under the covers. That's nice. It's hard to comprehend at that level, but again, a lot of people use Ghostery for a range of different things, which is really, really great. When I met you at Comic-Con, one of the great things about going to these events is that you meet so many different, people. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're all doing such amazing things, different things. We were in PAX in San Antonio and, Comic-Con there, South by Southwest. There's so many developers out there that use Ghostery to figure things out and to make their pages work better. And so there are so many web page owners that actually want to do good and want to give the user a really good user experience, and they just they use Ghostery to kind of maintain the inventory of all these third-party companies, and it's amazing. It's amazing how versatile they've made this product be without us even scratching the surface on knowing everything about it. So, and we wrote the thing. So
all right, so ghostery.com, check that out and jump in. That's ghostery.com. And Pete, thank you so much for sharing that.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity, and it was nice talking to you all, and it was great to meet you in person when we were there. So.